online series. Today I'm going to show you on Maths Form 5 Chapter 1 Progression. As for background or introduction, this chapter is a very important chapter and it teaches you on how to get a general equation for a series of number. There will be two different types of progression: arithmetic progression and geometric progression. What's the difference? Now, from its name, it is actually self-explanatory. Arithmetic meaning is positive, plus and minus, whereas for geometric, that would be multiply and divide. Now, what does it mean by that? Let me show you example below. This is a series of number. There are two series, one series of number and two series of number. Let's focus on the first series. The first number here, it is called the first term. Let's subscribe 1. And the second number is T2, second term. Or the first term could be represented by A because it starts with A, so we call that first term. Now, if you want to find a relationship between the first term and second term, you will realize that the third term, it is a plus 5 of the previous number. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 5, 13. And so on and so forth. You can't do it only one, T2, T1. You need to do 3 numbers. You need to have at least 3 numbers to find out the relationship. Let's work out this one. Relationship here to here, maybe you say it's plus 2. But if plus 2 is correct, then 4 plus 2 should be 6. But it appears to be 8. So plus 2 is not, and this is not an arithmetic, but indeed you times 2. And therefore, this series would be a geometric progression. So this one here would be geometric progression, whereas top one here is arithmetic. Arithmetic is plus, geometric would be times. They are series with a divide. Now, let's focus on arithmetic for this part of video. First term is A. Last term, we call last is L. A as first, last is last term. And it is represented by Tn, term number n term. Say this is the first term, second term. Second term is 8, third term is 13. This is the n term. So with this chapter, you'll be able to find a general equation. By knowing the information, you will be able to get a general equation and find out the term number. Let's say I want to have, what is the term 264? You can't list out 264 times. It's very tedious. You can, of course, but it's very tiring. It takes so long. But if you get a general equation, then it will be so much easier. Let me show you how to get it over the next page. Now, suppose we have the first term, we define it as T1, and based on the same question over here, suppose we have term 1, and term 1, I would list it out horizontally, vertically, is 3. Second term is 8, over here is 8. Third term is 13. Maybe you need to do another fourth term. Fourth term, since they are plus 5, the previous term plus 5 will be 18. The fifth term would be, you doesn't need to look at here, but plus 5 is 23. You just plus 5 to the previous number. Now, you list it out 5 and you get general equation. Let me show you how to do that. So here, that would be 3, maybe 3, can't see it now, so look at the next one. This is 3 plus 5. this number would be the previous number plus the common difference. So here in arithmetic progression, you have a common difference because everyone being added 5 to the previous number to get the next number. So here would therefore be 3 plus 5 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is the previous number plus 5. This is a common difference. And this one will be copied here. It's 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And this is eventually 3 plus 5 plus 5. And here there's a pattern. Yeah? Maybe here I will write, here would be 3 plus 1 times 5. Whereas here is 3 plus 2 of 5. 2 times 5. We're getting closer to get a general equation. This is 3 times 3 times 5. This one eventually is 3 plus 4 times 5. So we want to complete this sequence is 4, 3, 2. I would say this would be 3 times 0 times 5. You will still have a common difference. 0 times a number, you get 0, but there is a 3. Now based on this pattern, you'll be able to get others number easily if you are asked to find out what's the term number 267. Easily you will get the pattern. Now we'll show you how to do that. You doesn't need to list out from 5 to 267 because it's very tiring. To do that, look at the pattern. Now, here we have the 333, which is the first term, which is A, which is the first term, plus, this is the first term, we don't write T1 in the general equation, we write A, plus, this is 43210, this number 4 here is one number less than the term number. This is 5, T5, this is 4. So I will say this is therefore, this is the term number n minus 1 times, and common difference d. So that I will get the term number, the Tn. This is the first equation from 5 chapter 1, looking for terms. If you want to get Tn terms, the n terms, that will be A plus n minus 1 times d. Let's come back to the question. What would be my 267 term? My number 267 term would be, therefore, A is 3, plus n minus 1, n would be, therefore, is 267, subtract 1, times, the common difference is 5. And you get the answer with your calculator. That would be 1333. If you put in a calculator, you should have it with you. I suppose you have it. One, 3, 33. The answer. Right? You may pause this video, rewind to the previous minutes, and have a look what we have gone through. Now, next, let me simplify it. Says here a few things. The D is important because we call it as common difference. D is a difference. Now, common difference is a very common, it's this term 5 is a common difference. So to do that, you need to verify it by T2 minus T1. See if it is the same as with T3 minus T2. This is important, mandatory, it's compulsory to verify that. First step, to verify if this is arithmetic or geometric, you know it by second term, subtract first term. If it's equal to the third term, subtract with second term. Therefore, you would define that series of number as, over here, as arithmetic progression. Following, next, will be something more interesting, because now you have this series of number. How do you get the sum? Left. Now we are on arithmetic still. Arithmetic sum. Easily a mental game. 1 to 10. If you're given a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's the sum? 1 to 3, 1 to 10. Easily you know that it is 10 if you know the equation. This is definitely an arithmetic progression, because second term subtract with the first term is plus 1, the difference. Plus 1 is the difference. T3 minus T2 is 3 minus 2 equals to 1, and T2 minus T1 is 2 minus 1 equals to 1. Therefore, is an arithmetic progression, short form. If it's arithmetic progression, then to get the sum of this 10 number, S of these 10 terms would therefore be equals to 10 over 2. If I know the first term and I know the last term, it will be 1 plus 10. Simplify it turns out to be 55. Easily get the answer. General equation, S of n is therefore equals to n over 2, first term plus the last term. This is the general equation. You may look to your books how to prove that. I think we are more towards the application. Now, something that you need to know, because it helps you to solve problem. The sum of arithmetic sum would always be Sn is equals to n over 2 a plus 1, a plus l, sorry, last term. There's another variant you doesn't need to remember, because last term is the n term. In our previous page, we have Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d, because it's always the first term and common difference you will know. If you doesn't know the last term, then you may substitute Tn into here. Tn is the n term or the last term into here. And the equation would be, therefore, Sn, rearrange them, would be n over 2, 2a times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Just substitute or rearrange them, and this is final answer. There's a way to prove it. but I'm not going to do it here. You may refer to your text reference book. Will show you. They list out the series in terms number, and then rearrange it and sum the two, and you will get this answer. But what is important in arithmetic sum is the first term A, last term L. If you know last term, then straight away you use this equation, you get the answer. Otherwise, you need to substitute it, and then n over 2, 2a, this is, remember, you need is 2a, not a, 2a plus n minus 1 times d. There's an extra knowledge or based on experience, and you should know that, you should realize it as time goes. Now, in the event of set or subset, let's arrange all the sum number or the term number into boxes. That will be always the case that this is T1 and this is Tn of the last term. The Tn of certain number, or maybe in the middle, could be in the middle, will always be, what happened is you sum everything, S of n, sum of everything, you subtract up till the number here. Subtract the n as n minus 1. This n minus 1, let's say this is 10 here, n is 10, so this is 10 minus 1 is 9. S10 minus S9, you will get the last number. This is sum, this is term number. Okay? Have a look into it. Think about this. It's possible. And it shouldn't be too hard to answer those questions in this part. Next part, I will go into the geometric progression. I'll give you a week. Normally, you take 1 week to practice all questions relates to arithmetic sum before you get into geometric. 1 week or 2. But it's important, or your summary, let me summarize it in the following term. For all the series number given to you, whether it's arithmetic or progression, first thing you want to do is to verify if it is AP or GP. During you answer any question, ask yourself, is it AP or GP? Well, first of all, it's definitely AP. If it were to be AP, normally question will say in the following arithmetic progression, what is what is what. If it's AP, first, what's the common difference? It's not hard. Sometimes they will say it's very hard. No, it's not. First, step by step, what is common difference D? Ask yourself, D is what? T2 minus T1. If it is same as T3 minus T2, it's always important to find out D. Then you go to, what is T1? What is your A? What is first term? A. If you get two information, A and D, easily, you'll be able to solve quite lots of questions. You have a Tn equals to A plus n minus 1 times D. You have your sum equals to n over 2 first term plus last term. You must know the last term. If it doesn't know the last term, substitute Tn into here, because n is the n term. Two equation, first part. I will summarize this as my first part of my video. There are some tricks over there. You need to be creative. Sometimes some question involve quadratic equation, ability to solve two roots, but that is not in this chapter. It should be learned in Form 4. And there are questions like they give you a term equation, not like in this form, but in Tn form. All you need to do is substitute the A, the N, and D. Let's say, give you an example. I think it's easier, example, to sum off this video. Given, you are given the sum of the first n term. First n term, meaning you have n term of a number, of an arithmetic progression. Good news, you were told it's arithmetic progression. They told you is Sn equals to 2n squared plus 14n. Then you were asked to find 1. First term. Now, first term is easy because you say, oh, this is sum. But first term is the first number. A equals to T1 is equals to S1. The first number. Ta-da! This is important. I mean, it doesn't need to be taught, but so S1 therefore 2 times 1 squared plus 14 times 1 equation, answer 16, easily solve. First term is T1 is S1. Okay? 2. Common difference. Could be tricky, but think about it, but it's not. All you need to do is T2 minus T1. D is T2 minus T1. And if you know that, then for this case it's T2 minus T1 because it's not in a series form, it's equation form. All you need to do is find out what's T2. I have T1 already in the first part. So T2 is, this one is what I told earlier. You need to make use of T2 is equals to the second term, subtract with the sum of sum of two numbers, subtract with the first term, you get the second number. This is what I meant. You have a box of number, sum of everything, the first two, you subtract with the first number, then you get the second number. Set and subset concept. So therefore here T2 will be equals to, well, you put in the calculator, 2 is 4, 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, it will be 8 plus 28 is 36. So therefore my T2 will be equals to 36 subtract 16, that will be 20. And therefore my common difference, D, would therefore be 20 subtract with 16 will be equals to 4. Okay? So it's quite straightforward. Sometimes, oh, maybe you want to ask more advanced, maybe what's the T8? You may say, so T8 is a sum of 8 subtract sum of 7. But that wouldn't be necessary because it's too long-winded. What you can do, make use of T8 will be equals to A plus N minus 1 times D, because I have my A already, 16 plus N plus 1, 7, D is 4. Eventually, my answer, calculator, 44. Okay, this is, you make use of the equation. Tn goes to a plus n minus 1 times d. Always make use of this equation. It will save you a lot of time. Because time is important, because during exam you don't have much time. That's all for this part of arithmetic progression. Next video will be on geometric progression. If I were you, this is the first time into this chapter, you are not advised to proceed to my next video. You're supposed to stop and look for questions regards to arithmetic progression. Go through it at least 1 week, at least 25, 30 questions about arithmetic progression. This is based on experience. 20 to 30 questions, 25 to 30. Objective is you will be able, by the end of the week, you are supposed to quote the equation for term Tn and Sn without looking at the equation, without looking at your book. You need to be at your fingertip easily. You should get the equation. Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d. Sn is n over 2 a plus l. You must know the l, otherwise you need to use n over 2 2a plus n minus 1 times d, because you substitute Tn into the l. But that's all for this round. Hope to see you again. Do like my video over my YouTube channel. You may download this video. There are software out there available. Share with your friends through social network site, YouTube, Twitter. Share it, because the purpose of making this video is to help others. That's how I helped you. That's all for this round. Hope to see you again.